It's November 6th, and I wanted to take some time today just exploring some nature really close to my house. I'm at Sharp Springs Recreation Area here in Smyrna, Tennessee, and it is just a little bit after post-peak of the trees being all colorful here by the lake. Pretty much all the leaves are gone. Sharp Springs is a collection of several karst sinkholes where when there's a lot of rain at the water at the nearby lake fills up. There are, I guess, tunnels under the ground, and water pops up through the ground to form the lakes here at this park. This is one of the biggest sinkholes. The easiest place to get is at the dock across the lake, but I just walked a path about 15 minutes to get here. There's also a disc golf course out here, and if you can see the people across the river there, I don't think they're throwing their discs, but a couple of guys just walked by doing that. And at this point, you're supposed to be expected to throw it all the way across the lake and get about where I'm standing. And if you miss it, there's a drop zone that I just showed you a moment ago. And your disc ends up here. By the lake. Most of the walk around here is really easy and paved. There's a couple of spots where you would need to walk through the grass or across a bridge just like this one. While there are several clearly defined lakes out here, there's a lot of area that's just swampy. The Smyrna Greenway system has placed several markers through a lot of their greenways around the town, and of course that comes through this park. And you can pause and read up about wetlands if you want to right here. Did you see that deer just walk by? Well, now I see about 3 ducks hopping up there right in front of me. And that's a good time to say that we're at the sign right here for the wildlife of Sharp Springs. And my son goes to a school that is practically next door to this park. And I'd say half the time on the morning, he'll see deer on the way to school. There's a little bit of color left in the trees. Looks like there's a little path right here. Not sure where it goes, but Jefferson Drive is not too far from here, and that's kind of the old highway through the area. This sign talks about the Jefferson Springs, which was on the banks of the Stones River that went through here. When Percy Priest Lake was created around the 1960s, this bridge in this picture was then underwater, and there's a new bridge where Jefferson can go over the river right now, but it's not too far from here. This marker talks about the history of the park. This marker talks about the people who lived out of this park before it was a park.
Anyhow, Mo and Daddy moved to the farm for Daddy to manage the place. Papa never knew exactly how to do things because he was raised up different from others. It was then, because I recall vividly, that Papa came every day to Smyrna to get the mail. They didn't have the delivery at that time. Everybody had to go pick up their own mail in Smyrna. And I would ride in front of him on the saddle to get the mail. And Daddy, at that time, had a car, a Ford touring car. Anyway. But Papa was his horse. And then later, I was about 4 by then, and then Daddy bought me a pony. So I could ride my own pony, and I went with him, on my little pony.
Now, Papa was
my grandfather.
Grandfather Patterson.
And I rode on my little pony with him every morning to go get that mail, because he was a very learned person, and he wanted to keep up the newspapers they sent out from Nashville. And he wouldn't miss that come rain or shine. No telling how far it was raining or snowing or whatever, not he went for that place.
There's a third lake out here, the one I actually think is the most picturesque, that is not as easy to see, as in there's not a place where you can park right up to it, but there, if you follow the old the park vehicle gravel road right here, there is a path over here through the trees where you can go see it. We'll take a closer look. You can see the dock there off in the distance. The gravel road to find this area is pretty easy to find. There's a cut through right there, and a moment ago when we were looking at the marker about when they founded this park, it is right there. It's just easy to walk across. So this gravel road parallels the pedestrian trail. I've never gone down this trail for the bird blinds before, so let's walk down here and see what we find. And here we go. We're back at the entrance, and there's one more marker to look at that explains the karst geology before we take a look at the final lake here. Just a month ago, after all the heavy rain we had in September, this dock was completely underwater. Well, at least the part you walk on was underwater. The guardrails weren't. I think think I see some fish flopping around over in that corner right there. I'm not quite sure what that is. You might be able to see the cars just on the other side of the tree line right there. That is Jefferson Pike. That is a state highway coming out of Smyrna. Get past the sunlight right here and go to the other side. This is the easiest sinkhole to find at the whole park. All you have to do is come in the Jefferson Pike entrance, and right there at the first left is the parking lot. It's easy to spot, this right here. For the video I made today, I took about 15 minutes and walked down the trail to get about a third of a mile down to the furthest sinkhole. There is a place where you can drive your way around the park and actually park at that very first dock that we saw. But I'd say I've been here about an hour just to put together all these videos. It's I probably put in a little bit less than a mile walk to get all this. Also by this sinkhole here closest to my where I parked, there are these benches. I guess maybe some elementary school kids have a little class here. There's a connector here to the Smyrna Greenway system that connects to the rest of the city, and if I'd wanted to, I could walk 5 miles to get to my old house without ever having to cross any major street. So that would have been convenient if I ever wanted to walk 5 miles. Today we've pretty much focused on just the actual springs, the actual sinkholes that were in this park today. The park is a lot bigger. There's a lot more disc golf available out here, a lot of places to drive and park, and big fields where my son's school will oftentimes run around and play outside. Picnic shelters like the one right here, and the weekend before Halloween every year they have a kind of a haunted hayride that they have. So this is one of the probably the best gem of a park here in the town of Smyrna. Thanks for watching. Bye.